Hey guys out there, it's Alabama Deep. I'm coming back at you. Yeah, I'm driving a little bit in the dark today. Going through Birmingham, doing what I need to do. I'm just enjoying a night out. So we'll leave a little light on for as long as I can. I want to talk to everybody about an experience that I had recently, tonight or yesterday, if you want to look at it that way, considering it's past midnight now. It's like 3 in the morning. Woke up at 12, and my pattern of sleep is all screwed up because I just work too damn much. It was one thing, kind of like my adoptive father was for his retirement, if you want to consider it retirement, is that I'm a workaholic. I have to continue to work. I don't know what I would do with too much time on my hands anyway. So when it comes to watchmaking, I do get to do that, but it's when some time is available, when I really need to unwind. Yeah, throw that in there. See what I did? So anyway, let's go into this little video, what this one's all about. And it's about people being nasty in online forums. Now, you think that you may not see as much of this in the watchmaking community, but there are a lot of snobs out there. There is, unfortunately, and I don't necessarily know how to label these people, and I usually don't throw labels on people, but for these, I'm just going to call them trolls. If they don't know they're trolls, well, they are. They just don't know it yet or have accepted it. But so there's some nasty individuals in a group that I'm in on Facebook. Okay, and I don't think I need to call these people out. It's only 2 that are causing issues at the moment. But as time goes on, I've been blocking quite a few people because I just don't subscribe to nasty comments. I don't subscribe to people being nasty to other people. There's no call for it. And really the only reason they're doing and saying what they're doing is because they're on the other side of the computer screen and that person's not there right in front of them. If that person was right there in front of them, I guarantee you they wouldn't be nearly as nasty as what they are typing it on the keyboard. Okay? And this is what online forums do, is, they're a great way to social network with other individuals throughout the whole world, because there are so many different types of people that do so many different types of things and then so many other things in their lives that, you find them interesting and intriguing, and, and you're allowed to connect with them and share experiences, learn knowledge, all of that stuff. That part of social networking is great. What's not great is the ones that just want to be flat out mean to other people online in groups. And so let me tell you exactly what happened. And I make no bones about it. Everybody knows with myself that I am in the funeral service industry. I am. And I am on my way to becoming a fully licensed director. I'm an apprentice right now, as I have said in the very introduction of all this, when I started making my videos. I'm pretty seasoned at this point. Still have a long ways to go. I got maybe, before I can even claim having 20 years of experience. I will say that during my time, I've worked for several different funeral homes, following my mentor around in the beginning, and then I do what's called trade work, where they need a really good embalmer, and that seems to be my touch that I'm working my way up to, and that's going to take me a little bit more time because I do have some learning disabilities. So physically, as I'm doing things, I can pick up on them in a snap. But when it comes to the book part of it, it's a little complicated. I can test really well. I can pass any test that there is without even really knowing the knowledge behind it. I just test good. Doesn't mean I know the contents of the book. So anything written or so forth is going to be a challenge. But if it's multiple choice, I'm going to pass it every time. Because to me, I just look at it as being common sense. You know, that's just how I look at it. And, you know, person doing this, or that, well, it's not going to be A, B, C, or D. Oh, wait, that fits exactly to what I think. And I always get the answer right. All right, so anyway, let's get back to what happened with me in my little watch group on Facebook. So I have this guy that calls me out saying that because I'm making watches with a Rolex dial on it, but it doesn't have a genuine Rolex movement, it has a clone movement, that I'm making a fake watch, and that's illegal. Well, I pointed back out to him, no, it's not. I can make whatever I want to for myself. You know, we do have freedom here in America, as it were, but it seems more and more recently we're losing that freedom, and that's a different topic altogether. But nonetheless, with the spirit of having freedom and the theme thereof, this guy was saying that what I'm doing was illegal because it's breaking the law. Well, no, it's not. You can make anything for yourself personally all you want to. You know, you can make a shirt that says anything on it that you want to for yourself personally. Now, what you can't do is you can't take a Rolex dial with parts of a clone and actual clone itself and you know, aftermarket case, put it together and then start selling them in bulk online. That's what you can't do because you're making money off of it, and that's something that's trademarked that Rolex would find highly offensive, and they wouldn't care for that at all. They're going to come after you and they're going to shut you down. That's why all these watches are being made outside the U.S., because they can escape federal law to some point and get away with it. Now, of course, you know, the United States will get involved in this, the feds, and they're going to go out there and going to talk to that government. That government will eventually chase them away. Ultimately, what happens is these people come back, they bribe their officials, and they continue on making their watches. And not only that, in a lot of places, there's certain laws, as I understand it, in China, that if you trademark yourself that way with that country through their forms and laws, then they officially become that entity, even though it's artificial and not genuine. They still look at it as them being that company. Whether that's true or not, that's just the way I understand it, and I'm not versed in international trade law or anything of that nature. So that's what the whole topic was about. Let's continue on. That this guy said what he said. I came back and said, no, it's not breaking the law because I'm not selling it in bulk to individuals, etc., etc. I did not, you know, make it to sell. So, there, you know, it's something I can do for myself. And apparently there's a lawyer online that says freedom is scary, deal with it. I've always said that. So I actually did look that guy up, and yeah, he said the same thing I was saying. And freedom is scary for a lot of people. They can't comprehend it, that yes, people have a right to do what they want to do. Let me see if this light can come off now. There we go, because it's hurting my eyes. So let's get into what my responses were. My responses to this guy was, no, it's not illegal. And he mentioned that my attorney gave me some really bad advice. I came back and I told him, bro, I am an attorney. And I did go to law school, okay? Sorry, I did. Graduated for shits and giggles. I took the state bar exam just to see if I could pass the damn thing. I passed parts A and B. One is like a multiple choice, so many questions to show you know the law, and then section B is where they give you a case and you have to write out to show that you're competent to practice law. Okay, so I did it just to see if I could do it. I never got licensed to practice law in a courtroom. I will represent myself, and I have in several court cases, and the judge says, hey, you're really good at this, you should go to law school and become an attorney. Well, you know, I did. So, I mean, yeah, but when it comes down to it, that's not what I want to do. I thought it was at one point. I was going through a really bad time in my life. I needed to brush up on the law in the very beginning. I had to represent myself, and it's always said that someone who represents himself in court, or someone that represents themselves in court, has a fool for an attorney. That's generally the case. A lot of people are not seasoned or know much about it to represent themselves. So, yeah, I would highly recommend anyone out there who has a bad situation like I was to seek counsel for that. But for me, I saw that most of the attorneys in my town when I was living in at the time, they were all buddy-buddy with each other. They were business friends with each other. Hell no. I mean, I get it. It's a small community. They all know each other. They're all going to do probably what's best for their client and try to work something out. In my case, it was not the best thing for me. Okay? My situation, I won't get into it, but there was a dispute over property. And no. The way they wanted to go with it is I would have, lost a lot of it. And this person had already signed their rights away to the property in question at the time. So no, we're not going to the courtroom, and we're not going to do this to where that particular person gets so much percentage of what they already gave away. No, we're not doing that. No. So I immediately dropped them, and I decided to represent myself, and I brushed up on Alabama law, case law, courtroom proceeding procedures, filing motions, and I represented myself. And the judge told me that I did really good and that I should go to law school. And that's what happened. I did. I ended up going. I graduated. I took the state bar exam, but I never paid for my license itself. I just wanted to see if I could do it. And it was going through these proceedings, I saw how hokey it was. And I'm going to say, our judicial system is broken. You have to understand the way things are worded. And it's a very complex discussion on that I won't get into, because it would take hours and hours to get you to see my viewpoint on it. But ultimately, to me, the judicial system is broken. It is a system that can work, but there's a lot of people that get screwed over in it too. They get screwed over in it because there are some attorneys that are buddy-buddy with other attorneys out there, and some of those attorneys only know what they practiced, so they're not versed in the constitutional aspect per se. Some of them, just work from home and never see a courtroom. Then again, there's a lot of attorneys out there that are broke and, don't make much money at all at what they do. Because everyone thinks an attorney is going to be wealthy. Well, they're not. Okay, there's some that only make like $30,000 a year. And then again, there's some out there that make millions. There's some out there that want to practice criminal defense. I don't want to do that. I thought I wanted to be an attorney at one time. I went to school for it. Yes, I graduated. Yes, I took the state bar exam. Yes, I passed. Turns out that's not what I want to do. Not at all. Hang on one second. So to make a long story short, this guy out there, he thinks he's going to type in my name and he's going to see a licensed attorney with my picture on it. He gets to see if I'm lying. He doesn't. Comes back, you're not an attorney. These pictures don't match up to you. Well, I'm thinking to myself, buddy, you think I've always lived in Alabama? Alabama is not where I went to law school. The state bar exam I took was not in Alabama. And, I thought about putting my law degree up to show everybody that, yes, I officially went. But then they're going to know where I went, and then they're going to start looking at yearbooks and looking at this and that, and you know, I'm not giving out my private information like that. Okay, my word is good enough. Okay, I mean, there are plenty of people that if they spend time with me when I'm at the courthouse here, whether it's getting a car tag, driver's license, filing property tax, they're going to know that either A, I went to law school, or B, they're going to think I'm a licensed attorney somewhere practicing, because I'm versed very well in the law. I don't know everything. Of course, you know, any case that comes up, you're going to have to look into case law, court decisions, you know, that type deal for, you know, a stance to what you're proceeding with in the courtroom, filing motions, etc., etc. You know, for example, I was down at the courthouse getting a tag for one of my cars. It's an 1984 Cadillac Eldorado Brits, and I go in there and they're like, well, you know, you can't get a vintage tag because it hasn't been what they say, hasn't been 25 years for it. And I was like, ma'am, no, it's 20 years, not 25. So they go look it up. Oh, yes, it is a vintage. So I go ahead and I get the tag for $10, where they were trying to charge me 50. You know, those type things. There's other instances where I do need that, such as one of the things that I am disabled as well, so I don't have to pay property tax. You know, that was another thing. Oh, you're not over the age of 65. No, but I am disabled, and if you read the law, it's disabled or 65 and over. You know, things like that. And going back to the very beginning when I had to defend myself in court, that's not the only place I've done it. I got a speeding ticket one time, and we had to go to court over it. I pled not guilty to speeding because, one, I really wasn't, but I got pulled over for it anyway in a little nasty area here in Alabama that's known for crooked law enforcement. And so we go to court over it, and they're trying to say, well, yes, you know, this is what our radar detector clocked him at, and ticket. Well, when was the last time that radar detector was calibrated? When was it last certified? Oh, hasn't been certified for 4 years. Okay, well, it can't be real. I got out of that ticket. There's a lot of different things that you can do that you need to look at when you're representing yourself in the courtroom. So anyway, that's what they started doing, and to me, it's just silly. Okay, someone says they're an attorney. Okay, great, they're an attorney. You know, now granted, you can say anything you want to online, and they can't prove any different because they don't know the full aspects of your life, when, where, how, etc., etc. But, you know, that's not what I wanted to do. So I decided to get in the funeral service industry. And so that's what I did. I got into the funeral service industry. And I enjoy that much more than I would anything else. Then they brought up my second job. Okay, now as everyone knows, on Facebook, I have a second job. I work at McDonald's flipping hamburgers. It does not bother me least in the bit. Number one, I consider it my form of exercise because I have a debilitating disease, autoimmune disease, that is slowly degrading my body, and I need to keep physically active so my joints won't hurt as bad, even though they're disintegrating a little bit at a time from the inflammation. I need that form of exercise to keep my muscles strong, to keep myself going. And not to mention that, but I'm going to be honest with working at McDonald's for a second job. One, it really is a second job, and I don't give a shit if I ever had it or not, but they pay every day. You know another job that pays every day? Where you're making I'm not going to say how much I make, but it's not $10 an hour, it's much more than that. Because I'm the only closer they have. They can't keep anybody. So I'm very valuable to them. So yeah, if I get paid every day, sure, I don't mind that at all. And every single morning, I click my little button on my app, and my card loads up with my funds from that shift. So every day, I'll always have cash money in my pocket. Not even an issue. So, you know, there's a lot of people that I know that work at McDonald's that sure, some haven't even graduated from high school. Then again, there's others like me that use it for a second job, and they're law clerks. There's a couple that are nurses. Yeah, all types of people have second jobs doing different things. So what? You're going to try to degrade me because I'm working a job at McDonald's? Really? Yeah, I'm making a hamburger, and it's a menial job, but you know what? It is a job. And some people take it very seriously, and I applaud them for that. As a matter of fact, one of the McDonald's managers that I know, I'm making her a Tudor watch from parts off eBay for a Christmas present. And, you know, dial, hands, movement, it's all Tudor. The only thing that won't be Tudor is the case itself, because I don't think I can find that case, because more than likely it was going to be gold and it was scrapped a long time ago. And it is a vintage model, but I got it for like literally $35. Okay? It's going to be a great Christmas present for her. You know, how many people can say that they got a Tudor by Rolex watch for Christmas that works at McDonald's? I mean, come on. I'm not going to put down anyone that works a job that's less stress, because I got more stress than I need at my first job. Okay? I could ruin somebody's very special moment by making the wrong mistake, and I don't want to do that, and that's a high stress job. So I don't need another job with stress. So I'm going to pick something that's easy to obtain, easy to do, and no stress on me at all, and that would be McD's. And I have no problem working there at all. I could really care less, because at the end of the day, it's a second job. For me, anyway, it's just a second job. If I lost it, I go get another one. Doing something menial, which is fine, because I don't need that extra stress. Got enough as it is. You know, my life is going to be stressful. So that's how all that started. And he was trying to be real mean and nasty and everything, you know. And it just really kind of blows my mind that people don't stop to think, gee, maybe there's more to that person than just a little bit of information that I've received online. You know, think about it. You're going to be a watchmaker, and as an amateur watchmaker even, you know all the little bits and pieces that go into a timepiece to make it. Well, there's a lot of tiny bits and pieces in people's lives that make up that whole person as well. Think about it that way. And something else nasty he was saying is that I shouldn't be working on other people's watches and servicing them. Well, you know, I'm sorry, he's not an expert. It's called an amateur watch group page for a reason. Okay? So, he's an amateur himself, but he's going to tell me that I shouldn't be doing it, but won't talk about his own skills. Not that it matters, I don't want to know, because it's a hobby. But, you know, it's just the nastiness that's out there. And the judgment. And the really I'm better than you attitude. And it's those people that I think really drag us all down, don't they? You know, they don't need to be judging somebody without knowing the whole story. And if people stop and ask me, I'll tell them everything. I don't have an issue with that. But really, as far as a social media outlet, I don't want to tell everyone my whole private life. I have a few select friends that I associate with. That's it. I do have friends that I know at work that are associates, but some of those associates aren't friends. They're just people I work with. There's no emotional connection whatsoever. I work with them. I know them. If they needed help, I would help them. But they're not going to be in my close-knit circle of friends. I'm very particular with that. And I'm very particular with my identity and my private information, as everyone else would be. I'm not going to share absolutely everything with you. And getting a little stalky, if you wanted to try to look, I'm sure you'd find some interesting things there, but nothing that would be illegal or anything of that nature. But I've been into a lot of different things because I'm a person that wants to learn everything I can. I soak it up. I love the world of academia. I like going to school. I like studying textbooks. I like reading in general. Thus, why I've decided to get into the field I'm in now, because I like it. I like to help people. I like to serve people. That's what I like to do. I don't necessarily want to represent an actual criminal and help them get off scot-free to try to claim their innocence. I don't even know what that is. Something's going on over there. But anyway, guys, the whole point is, can we not put other people down and stop degrading them? Not everyone does it. It's only certain individuals that are mean and nasty. But can we please, to the ones out there that are hateful and nasty and mean, putting other people down, can you please just stop? It is not y'all's position to judge anyone. It's not your position to be nasty to someone online. We all need to hold each other up and support each other. The ones out there that want to call trouble and are troublemakers, I just block them. It's like it's like the trash taking itself out. I just block them and I move on. And that's what I did with this person and his little buddy in this group. I just blocked them because I don't have time for that. Ultimately, I think they got really jealous because I had a Patek Philippe to work on. And it's a very nice watch. But I know the owner of it too. And he trusts me. And he knows me a little bit. He knows I can do it. So anyway, guys, this whole thing with people being nasty on social media, I wish it would just really stop. We don't need to be ugly to each other. We don't need to fight with each other. There's enough of that in the world as it is. Myself, personally believe we're losing our freedoms every day. And it's because others are being, Kyles and Karens, and think it's their place to, one, pass judgment on you, and number two, tell you can't do something. Kyles and Karens. That's basically what it boils down to. And I don't know what we can do about that. I don't think that's a problem that could ever fix itself. But I guess all I can say is everyone out there that wants to make a difference in this world, just be nice to the next person. Try to support them and encourage them. And then let that spread like a brush fire. And to anyone that's negative out there, being a Kyle or Karen, just ignore them, block them, and go on your way. That's what I do. Anyway, guys, I don't think I need to even call these two people out. I'm not going to do that right now because that's feeding into their negativity. I'm not going to do it. But I am going to say this to those individuals or anyone else that's mean and nasty with some bad comments, is just move along and stay in your own lane. Take care of yourself. Don't worry what anyone else does, because what someone else does isn't your business nor place. Is it of you to even try to, press your opinion onto them? Let them do what they want to do. Right or wrong, I do believe in karma, and it will come to either grant them a reward or it'll come back and bite them in the ass. Just leave it up to karma. That's exactly what I do. Well, guys, thanks for listening to me tonight. To other amateur watchmakers out there, keep doing what you're doing. Keep learning. Keep striving to be the best. And anyone telling you anything different, just ignore them, because they're really not worth listening to. This is Alabama Deep, guys. Appreciate you watching this video. Share your experiences with me. When was the last time someone was nasty to you online? How did you handle it? Let me know in comments below. This is Alabama Deep, and I'm out.